We've all heard the term movie magic, often referring to the many facets of cinema that help bring a film to life. What about a more literal interpretation of the phrase, where the focus is not on the inner workings of a movie, but rather actual movies about magic? Here is our pick of the top 10 movies involving magic. Number 10, Now You See Me. After their run-in with the undead in Zombieland, Woody Harrelson and Jesse Eisenberg shifted gears a great deal for this comedic heist adventure. As part of the Four Horsemen and accompanied by Isla Fisher and Dave Franco, the quartet of con artist magicians take part in an incredible series of heists disguised as magic tricks and illusions that all accumulate in a twist ending that many likely saw coming. The focus of this 2013 flick is definitely not the story, but the tricks the horsemen perform, from escaping from a piranha tank to showering a Vegas theater with money directly from a Paris bank. Number 9, The Great Buck Howard. A washed-up mentalist and an aspiring writer hit the road in this comedy that is loosely based on mentalist The Amazing Kreskin. John Malkovich stars as the Great Buck Howard, a once successful but now small-time mentalist performing at rinky-dink venues, who is also joined by Colin Hanks, Troy Gable. It's not a film filled with unbelievable feats and magic tricks galore, but Buck Howard's signature trick, finding his fee for the night after it had been hidden by an audience member, is a cute call to Kreskin, who was believed to have performed the trick 6,000 times, failing to find the money only 9 of those attempts. The Great Buck Howard shows a different side of life as a mentalist and a magician, one without all the fame and also the fortune. Number 8, Maleficent. This take on Disney's Evil Queen sheds an entirely new light on the real story behind Sleeping Beauty. While Disney takes a few liberties with its own original tale, what it doesn't leave out is the Evil Queen's prowess in magic. From the curse instilled upon the Sleeping Beauty, Aurora, to creating a barrier of impenetrable thorns, Maleficent doesn't pause in showing how powerful her magic really is. The Dark Fairy may not pull a rabbit out of her hat, but she does have a knack for turning her companion Raven, Deval, into both human and dragon. Number 7, Oz the Great and Powerful. We likely all know the tale of Dorothy and her compatriots, but what came before the journey down the yellow brick road? Well, in 2013, Evil Dead and Spider-Man director Sam Raimi sought to answer the question in Oz the Great and Powerful. James Franco took the helm of this fantasy flick, portraying traveling magician Oscar Diggs, who gets sucked into the land of Oz. Oscar is immediately mistaken for a great wizard, a falsification he backs through parlor tricks and illusions. It's a clever beginning to a story that's been told for ages, backed by hints of real magic and tricks that we've grown to enjoy watching on stage. Number 6, The Pagemaster. You don't always need a stage and props to enjoy a little magic. As The Pagemaster showed us in 1994, sometimes all it takes is some heavy reading. The Pagemaster follows Macaulay Culkin, a pessimistic child who gets sucked into well-known literary worlds like those of Moby Dick, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, Treasure Island, and Gulliver's Travels. The actual magic that transports Culkin's character from book to book is really something we all have in us, imagination. As the movie hints at the right mental state, and all it takes is a moment of time to be interacting with great fictional legends like Captain Ahab and the Great White Whale. A little magic, of course, can make the adventure all the more interesting. Number 5, The Prestige. Wolverine and Batman, Hugh Jackman and Christian Bale headlining this 2006 Christopher Nolan film that dives deep into the world of illusionists. The story behind Jackman and Bale's rivalry spans many years and many different magic performances with a focus on one seemingly impossible trick, the transported man. For this trick, the illusionist is able to transport themselves from a cabinet on stage to an impossible distance in a short amount of time. The Prestige is no family-friendly film, featuring dark twists, betrayal, and plenty of miraculous feats that would certainly win over a live audience during a main stage production. Number 4, The Illusionist. Neil Burger wrote and directed this 2006 film based on Stephen Milhouse's Eisenheim the Illusionist. Like The Prestige and most movies about magic and magicians, there's more to The Illusionist than just a series of parlor tricks. Edward Norton, Paul Giamatti, Rufus Sewell, and Eleanor Tomlinson headline this mystery, with Norton portraying Eisenheim the Illusionist in the late 19th century Vienna. What starts as a simple murder mystery melds into a series of twists and turns, all framed by Eisenheim's alleged art of necromancy. Released shortly before The Prestige, The Illusionist was slightly overshadowed by the better marketed Nolan film. Number 3, Mary Poppins. Mary Poppins was the nanny that every child wanted, but none could have. Mary Poppins soars in on a gust of wind and proves to be the ideal nanny, not just for the children, Jane and Michael, but also for their father, George Banks. Amidst her nannying, Poppins transports the children and herself into a chalk drawing, enjoys tea served by penguin waiters, and brings to life carousel horses. While some may consider this a completely far-fetched dream, Mary Poppins is a cute tale of what a hint of magic can do to bring a family together again. Number 2, The Neverending Story. Like the Pagemaster, The Neverending Story mixes magic and the power of imagination and a land of fantasy. Barrett Oliver plays Bastian Balthazar Bucks, a boy who finds himself engrossed in the story of a land named Fantasia and the plight of the Nothing. Bastian's initial reading of the book doesn't bring about anything magical, but as he gets more and more pulled in, he starts to find himself becoming a part of the story. A flying luck dragon, gnomes, a magical medallion, and a dangerous wolf all frame a story that emphasizes the magic behind one's own imagination. Number 1, Harry Potter series. The Harry Potter series is explosive with magic, with a spell list that's dozens long and a school filled with wizards. While the movies did a rather good job of keeping the audience engaged, did an even better job of showcasing magic that ranges from silly to impressive. Transformation spells, death spells, levitation spells, spells to unlock doors, disintegration spells, elemental spells, protection spells, hair thickening spells, and time reversal are all just a hint of the numerous incantations and enchantments that exist in the wizarding world of Harry Potter and Hogwarts. Hey, I'm Murray SawChuck. I really hope you enjoyed this video on Top 10 Archive. Please subscribe to my actual channel, which is Magic Murray on YouTube. And if you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. Thanks again.